Hello and welcome to this edition of Big Fish Small Pod for Thursday, August 29th, 2024. If you are new to the Small Pod, here we like to give you all the information about the Marlins for that particular day, all season long, in 10 minutes or less. And as always, Marlins fans, Big Fish Small Pod is presented by MPT College Consulting. You could check them out at MPT collegeconsulting.com for all your college consulting needs. And yes, Marlins fans, it's been a while since I have done a Big Fish Small Pod, but I am trying, and we'll get back into the rhythm for Big Fish Small Pod. I wanted to give an update on some of the key players that the Marlins traded for. We're going to go with Connor Norby, Adam Mazur, Kyle Stowers, and Robby Snelling, as well as Deyvison De Los Santos. You could say the five players that maybe are on top of Marlins boards, guys who are closer than most to the majors, while some are already in the majors as of recording. Let's start off with arguably out of all these players, the top prospect of them. Maybe even you could say, well, most likely the best player in the Marlins system, hitting wise, for a prospect in Connor Norby, who was traded, as we will discuss later, with Kyle Stowers for Trevor Rogers. A very interesting trade. Looking back at it now, Marlins look like at least the definite winners if we're going very quickly on trade reactions now compared to long term. But going with Connor Norby, it just seems like in every, or at least in every game as a Marlin, he's at least getting some type of contact. And the last 8 or so games, he's had a hit in them. Very, very great hit streak he has been on. And for Connor Norby, coming in to man second base for the Marlins has just been incredible. He's been such a great player for them, and bringing him up was maybe, I don't want to say surprising, but it really showed how much the Marlins really think highly of this player and want to get him those major league at bats. And something that was maybe a little bit concerning with Connor Norby, go to his stint in Baltimore earlier in the season, he didn't have a walk. Again, we're talking about 32 at bats, still getting the feels of what it means to be a major league player, not getting any walks can be a little bit disheartening. Going with 12 strikeouts, but again, as of recording this, 35 plate appearances, 32 at bats, 3 walks to 7 strikeouts. So increasing the walks, lowering the strikeouts, and just overall has just been incredible for the Marlins. 5 doubles, again, 11 hits as of I'm recording, 2 home runs. Just incredible what he's been. For sure to be a mainstay for the Marlins. Easily their best hitting prospect, and at the time will come, can even potentially be their best infielder for them, the way that he's just been playing, and if we want to project for him long term. So as of right now, really incredible what we're seeing from Connor Norby. Next up for the Marlins was Norby's teammate in Baltimore, who he was traded with in the Trevor Rogers trade, and that is Kyle Stowers, outfielder. Again, Marlins traded him from the Baltimore Orioles. And very interesting player here with Kyle Stowers. He had quite a bit of time with Baltimore. Again, up and down in terms of him up, optioning him there, just the plethora of quality hitters in that system. In 3 years in the majors, 67 games, 168 plate appearances, 157 total at bat. And then when you look at some of his numbers, maybe not the best in terms of it. 229 batting average, 274 on base percentage. So he's not really getting on base at all. You look at those 3 years, 67 games with Baltimore, only 8 walks to 54 strikeouts. So a bit concerning there with Stowers, a total of a 643 OPS. And you want to look at the way that he has been playing with the Marlins. Not maybe what the Marlins have hoped for him, but again, with this trade that they did make at the deadline, including Connor Norby and Trevor Rogers. Norby was easily the prize in that, was the main piece, the main target in that trade. But also getting Kyle Stowers, an outfielder there, just in 120 at bats for him. Just you look at him overall this season. If you want to include Baltimore, just with Miami, 75 at bats, 13 hits, only 1 home run, 30 strikeouts, to only 5 walks. Not batting the best for the Marlins, 173 with a 506 OPS. So I don't want to say it's concerning, but again, he's still very young, and we could see what will happen with him in the future. But again, Connor Norby is the main target. It has really been incredible for the Marlins. The next player I want to go to, let's go with Deyvison De Los Santos, one of the leader in minor league baseball with home runs, 35 home runs. So he has that power. He has that oomph, that extra go for the Marlins that they really been looking for, with a little bit more home runs for him, and have that power. And the Marlins, and the way that he's been batting, 262 batting average for an 817 OPS, including a 313 on base, 505 slugging. You have to look at where he was batting before in the PCL. And again, with the PCL, it's one of those very hitter-friendly leagues. When you look at that average, you have to take it with a grain of salt. You have to try to lower the numbers a little bit the way they have when you look at them, because it could be very misleading. You could have someone in the PCL hit 300, 310, 320, and then when you put them somewhere else, you put them in Jacksonville, somewhere like that, in the International League and Triple-A there in Jacksonville. I don't want to say he's cut down to earth, but again, the numbers have materialized to the point, okay, he's still crushing the baseball. He's still hitting the baseball like he was at PCL. The numbers have gone down just a bit. Just the batting average is maybe the main one, from 289 to 262, but that's not a number that should really drive, I don't want to say people crazy, but really stand out. Slugging 588 now to 505, went from about 926 OPS in the PCL to now an 817 OPS with the Marlins, but nothing really to really look at and get crazy about there. 7 home runs, 21 RBIs, has been incredible for the Marlins, and could be someone to potentially they want to bring up and help out for the Marlins when September call-ups, or they wait till next season. But he'd be one of the players that gets caught up sooner rather than later. Let's go with Adam Mazur. Was a part of the big Tanner Scott trade with the San Diego Padres earlier in the trade deadline. And with Adam Mazur, this is a guy that has been really, is someone that you could say the Padres just brought up too soon. He pitched earlier this season, 8 games, 33 innings for the Padres in the majors. Did not do great at all. Close to 8 ERA, 7.5 ERA. You go to his FIP, which, it's like, okay, maybe that's really his real number, still a 623. So with Adam Mazur, it's just something that was definitely called up sooner rather than later. With the Padres, they should have done it later. They brought him way too soon. But the way he's been pitching with Jacksonville has been really good. He's been pretty solid, with a 4.74 ERA, 4 games starting, 19 innings. Just overall, very solid for Adam Mazur. Not something that you want to go ahead and maybe say that, definitely the guy, but has been solid for the Marlins. And of course, with the Marlins system and the way they help out those starting pitchers and assist them to where they need to be and not where they're at, can be something for Adam Mazur that he needs to take that next step, to get to, I don't want to say back to the majors, but really make, you could say, a real debut, because I don't know if you want to call that with the Padres a real debut, just the way that maybe he was used and being there too early and not ready for it. But you look at his last start on today, actually, the August 28th, 7 innings, 1 earned run, which was just a home run, 9 strikeouts. He's doing this again in the International League, up in Triple-A Jacksonville, so he's just seeing some quality bats there. But again, should be really great for the Marlins. This is the guy that should definitely be up next season. Maybe if they want to keep him in there one extra more year. But again, this is a solid rotation piece for the Marlins. Really great job there. It's really great showing with these 5 guys. As you can say, the top 5 guys from who they acquired these trade on that trade deadline. It has just been really incredible. Lastly, very quickly, we'll go Robby Snelling. Robby Snelling, of course, also acquired from San Diego. As of right now, in Pensacola, in Double-A, 3.72 ERA in 19 innings. Very good to see from Robby Snelling, 11.2 Ks per 9, which is also very, very interesting to say from Robby. Very good there. Has just been really incredible as well. The Marlins, their ability to help out with these pitchers is good to see. And Robby Snelling, of course, very good quality pitcher in the Padres system, and now coming up for the Marlins. I believe he could be quality. I believe he could be help again, maybe in the rotation, lower in the rotation. But you look at his other starts as of late, maybe not the best, but there is something there. His last one was really iffy in terms of looking at it with 4 earned runs, 1 home run. He did go 5 innings, which is really good, and struck out only 1 player, which you look at his last start, struck out 9 in less innings in 4.1. Still gave up a good amount of earned runs, but no home runs. 4 walks, again, can be very difficult there to see. But to end things very quickly, these 5 players I think are definitely, you could say, future key pieces or future of the team. I think the Marlins did very good. Going back in that trade deadline and just reviewing it and taking a look at it now that we have at least some time, we at least have a month now since those trades happened. And I don't want to say anything crazy or like, oh, this guy's going to be an MVP, young, whatever case may be. But I think the Marlins did very solid with who they acquired. You look at the way Connor Norby has been playing. Stowers, again, if you had to rank all these guys as right now, is maybe number 5, maybe right there, Robby Snelling. But I think Stowers can definitely turn it around, getting major league reps, get a full season under his belt with the Marlins, get an off season. I think will change his mindset and the way that he's going after the baseball. Deyvison De Los Santos' home run power has just been incredible. He's soon to be called up. Mazur, Snelling, incredible pitchers there. Mazur, a bit better than Snelling. Both, again, extremely young. Mazur's came up to the majors a bit too early and right now selling to a great role in Jacksonville. Again, soon to be caught up when he does. But that's going to do it for me. Big Fish, Small Pod. Again, we are presented by MPT College Consulting. Go check them out at mptcollegeconsulting.com. Big Fish, Small Pod.